Then a very, very famous thing happens. Katie. Subhuti asks a question, okay? Most sutras were question and answer, period, okay? They weren't the main teaching, they were after the teaching. Someone asked a question, a good question, like maybe you will do tonight. Okay, but most sutras started from a question. Jigme, what's the Sanskrit? Ask the question. We did it 10,000 times together. Huh? Paripracha. Okay, in Sanskrit, paripracha. Someone asked a question. Very, very famous. The word is famous, okay? Someone asked a question. Who asked the question? Subhuti, a disciple of Buddha named Subhuti, okay? In Xiaoping's birthday message, they mentioned the essence of eloquence, right? Which is Tsongkhapa's explanation of the mind-only school especially, but also the subject of interpretation, right? And it comes from a sutra. It's a commentary on a sutra. What's the sutra called? Yeah, what I really meant. Okay, and in the sutra, I think 10 bodhisattvas, including Maitreya, Avalokiteshvara, Shariputra, they ask Buddha questions about his teaching. What did you really mean? Because it seems like you contradict yourself a lot. You know, it seems like when you get in different audiences, you contradict yourself a lot. And Buddha said, well, duh. And then one of the bodhisattvas, the Buddha asked him a question. So there's 9 questions and 9 questions from the bodhisattvas and 1 question from the Buddha to the bodhisattva, and it's Subhuti, which is suspicious, is what I'm saying. The Buddha asked him a question instead of the other way. So we're studying this text in Shenzhen, and that the tradition says that Subhuti was Manjushri. And it's all a big setup, like the Heart Sutra. Okay, who's teaching the Heart Sutra? The Buddha. All the Buddha says in the whole Heart Sutra is yes, yes. Who teaches the Heart Sutra? Huh? Shariputra, Shalitza. Shalitza, generally speaking, right? Avalokiteshvara. But they are puppets. They are puppets. Buddhas, they are just saying what Buddha tell them to say in their mind. Okay, ask a question to Avalokiteshvara. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay? Definition of sutra is a teaching by the Buddha. You see, it has to be the word of a Buddha, but the Buddha doesn't say anything. I'm just trying to say Subhuti is suspicious, okay? Maybe it's true, he's Manjushri. Okay, he asks a question and he asks it in 3 parts and it starts the whole most famous sutra in Buddhism. What is it? How do you want us to live? How do you want us to practice? And how do you want us to think? Okay, Buddha, you have taught a lot. It was cool. He goes off on, you taught a lot. What you taught was so cool. But what are we supposed to do now? Okay, how do you want us to live? How do you want us to practice? How do you want us to think? Okay, then that triggered the whole sutra. Okay, that triggered the sutra is a conversation where the Buddha is answering Subhuti's question. Okay, and the idim here is not who asked the question, and the idim is not what were the 3 parts of the question. Idim is what? Are you asking yourself? Are you asking, is Aaron asking Aaron, is Nick asking Nick, what am I supposed to be doing with my life? If the Buddha was here right now, and you asked the Buddha, what do you want me to do? You know, how am I supposed to think? How am I supposed to act? What would the Buddha say? Okay? That's the idim. That's the picture. The guy looks like he's not sure, right?